Nearly 40 years ago, cultural critic Neil Postman, he wrote a book with a very disturbing title, Amusing Ourselves to Death. He warned that the greatest threat to our humanity wouldn't come from oppression or censorship, but from endless entertainment. From a culture so distracted that it slowly forgets how to think, feel, and reflect. Now, Neil Postman wasn't writing about what is happening today. He was writing about television. But today, in the age of smartphones, social media, and constant stimulation, his warning feels less like a theory and more like a diagnosis. This episode is not about technology itself, it's about what happens to us, to our attention, our inner lives, our sense of meaning when amusement replaces awareness. So let's return to Postman's question and ask it again. In the world we now inhabit, are we actually amusing ourselves to death? Today the warning is no longer theoretical. It is your phone, your screen, your feed, your endless scroll. No, we are all prisoners of our own making. It's this Hotel California thing. You can check out any time you like, but you can never leave. You sit glued to the screen, cut off from reality. Think about it. You wake up and before you even met yourself, you met the algorithm. You get news wrapped in entertainment, tragedy followed by a meme, outrage packaged between ads, your attention chopped into pieces and sold back to you as content. And the most dangerous part, you don't feel oppressed, you feel entertained. Now, distraction is the new cage. You have locked yourself in and thrown away the key. Now, Neil Postman said television turns all serious discourse into show business. Today, the entire world has become a show. Everybody's putting on a show. 15 minutes of fame and a lifetime of pain. Politics is no longer about truth. It's about who can lie better and more convincingly. Spirituality is no longer about transformation, it's about branding with fancy names, and you fall for it. Now, suffering is no longer a call to compassion, it's a reel you just swipe past. We mistake constant stimulation for living, but stimulation is not life, it's anesthesia. It's a drug that lulls us into submission, and like a drug, it's addictive. You cannot live without it. You need that high. You can be endlessly busy and deeply absent all at the same time. You can consume information all day through and never touch wisdom. You can watch the world burn in high definition and feel nothing at all. Cities reduced to ash in real time and feel nothing. Yet a Netflix series, scripted, edited, designed, it can make you weep. Not because you're heartless, but because your empathy has been retrained. We scroll past real blood, real deaths, real cities on fire and remain unmoved. Reality no longer knows how to reach us. Only performance does. You can witness genocide, famine, and war in high definition, and you can keep scrolling. But a streaming series can break you open emotionally. A reel can break you down. Ask yourself why. Because you stop feeling. This is how we die breathing. The system doesn't need to silence you. It just needs to keep you occupied. Occupied by notifications. Occupied by outrage cycles. Occupied by artificially manufactured outrage with a hidden agenda meant to inflame you that pushes all the right buttons. Occupied by pleasures that evaporate the moment you consume them. Postman feared that truth would drown in a sea of irrelevance. Today, truth doesn't drown, it gets ignored. We scroll past war, extinction, loneliness, our own mortality, no skin off our backs. But we're all gung-ho about real where the cat may be doing headstands or some such stuff for God's sake. This is not because we are evil, it's because we are conditioned. A mind trained for amusement cannot sit with silence. A soul trained for distraction cannot hear its own calling, and the algorithm moves in to keep you in control, in check. Here is the cruel irony. You think you're escaping boredom? But remember, boredom is often the doorway to awakening. You think you're staying informed, but you are being fed fragments with no depth, no context, no meaning. You think you're connected, but you have never been more alone with your thoughts because you have never met them. And before you know it, years have passed, your body has aged, your inner life remains unexplored. And then you're gone. Not violently, not dramatically, quietly, entertained, distracted, unawake. You're gone. I tell you, it's time to break out. Refuse to be amused to death. Escape does not require smashing your phone or fleeing society. It requires withdrawal of consent. Reclaim boredom, sit in silence, let discomfort speak. What arises there is more real than anything in your feed. Choose depth over immediacy. Read long form, read a book. We're all lost the art of reading. Sit down and listen to a song. Pray slowly. Think without interruption. Depth is resistance. Fast from spectacle. Step away from outrage cycles. If everything feels urgent, nothing is sacred. Return to the body. Walk, breathe, feel time passing, spend time with your family, walk your dog. Sit quietly, do nothing. Reclaim reality. Remember, you will die. Now, this is not being morbid, it is clarifying. Death strips entertainment of its power. Neil Postman asked what happens when a culture stops taking things seriously. The better question now is, what happens to a human being who never meets themselves because they were too busy being amused? I tell you, you don't need more content. What you need is presence. You don't need more noise. You need truth. So ask yourself, not tomorrow, not later, not after one more scroll. Now ask yourself, are you really amusing yourself to death? Or are you ready to wake up? The answer, it's not blowing in the wind, it's in you. So wake up and see the world as it really is. And look within. Look within to see your place in it. It's not rocket science, it's simple. All you need to do is think and ask yourself, do I need this? How do I break out? And how do I find my place within this vast cosmos? Thank you.